Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode of Rebuild Reality. So today I want to talk to you guys about this thing because I have so many people, basically every single person that messages me, that comes to me, they're coming from one way of manifesting. Because there's two ways, right? There is number one, which is hit and miss. Maybe it works. Occasionally it works. And these are what you hear, people out there, are like success stories. Oh my gosh, everyone look, we have a success story. It's that one-off kind of thing that some people seem to get randomly, but no one's quite sure why that worked for them and maybe why it doesn't work for you and all of this stuff, or why it just happened that one time. Like, what's the secret formula? Everyone's trying to figure out, right? So that's one way. The number one, hit and miss, occasionally, maybe, if you're lucky. Then there is way number two. And with that way, it works every single time. Every single time without fail. I'm pretty sure that everyone's going to want way number two and not the way to manifest number one. So number one involves begging, pleading, asking, arguing, affirming 50 billion times that point of view, where it's coming from something somewhere out there, and I'm trying to figure out like the magic formula, or I'm trying to figure out a way to convince it, please your way there, to ask your way there, to affirm your way there, right? So that's what most everybody does. And then with way number two, you decide. It's a choice. It's a solid, that's mine. Because you know it's here. You know your senses don't pick up on reality one little bit, not one tiny bit. It's just this game of mirrors going on. And you're like, yeah, if I've got that reflection, then I've got that reflection. Because every reflection of me, every version of me is right here, right now. And that one, I'm saying, nope, that one can go, and I'm bringing this one in, right? So you're calling it forth because it's coming from within you, right? Kingdom of heaven's within you, kingdom of God's within you. So there's no wavering, no doubting, no trying other techniques, no affirming 50 billion times. You're like, that's me. That's me, that's mine. It's already mine because I have everything. Right? There's not going to be an argument going on here. There's no begging, no pleading. It's a decision. It's a choice. That's mine. I know it's mine, and I'm taking it. Well, that's it. There's just no question that you won't get it. No question at all that you won't have that, right? So why is it that one way works and one way doesn't? Because in way number one, you see yourself as not it, as separate from it, as trying to get it. Whereas way two, you've already finally accepted the fact that you really, truly are the creator of your world. And you can give that whatever title you want, whether it's going to be source or creator, or if it's Allah, or God, or whatever deity you prefer. Whatever names. They're just names, aren't they? They're just labels. It's not like a definition kind of thing. So that's ever going to be factual, because we're just doing the best we can here, right? So because it's really in our face, isn't it? I mean, that's what spirituality, that's what manifestation is all about. The whole thing is about one thing: finally accepting that you are it. Because this is all a game of identities. It's all a game of belief. Who do you believe that you are? What do you identify as? Are you, that's why we hear so much about it's a play, it's a movie that we're in. It's like, well, that's why. Because it's like, but no one's assigning the roles. No one ever assigned you, the person who has to clean out all the dustbins and live in rags and stuff. You're not like Cinderella having to clean up after everybody. That's what all these stories are about. Stories of like Cinderella and stuff like that. When you finally accept that you are the princess, the queen, the god, the goddess, the prince, the king, however you want to view it. You finally accept that you are the one. And in all of manifestation and all of spirituality, that's the only point. That is the goal. That's it. That's the goal. So, okay, so you can think of it like this. Let's say that there was this massive mansion. You're like going out and you're walking around and you see this house you've never seen before. You know, you go down this street or whatever, this road you've never been down before. And you come across this tremendous, it's almost like a palace, this place. And there's no curtains. So you can like look and you can see everything inside there. And you look and you're like, holy XXX, you know, holy swear word. There's everything I want. Oh my God, there's the car, there's the house, there's this, there's that. Every single thing you want. You can see yourself living every possible life. And you're like, there's a life that I want. Oh my God, you know? So you're like, you go up and you knock on the door. And let's say, for story's sake, the butler answers. And he's like, yes. And you're like, I saw this stuff in the window. I really want that. Can I have it? Do you mind? Can I please have it? Is it okay? Can I have it? Is it okay? Can you give it to me? Oh, please. And then they're like, well, who are you? My name's Jeff. I'm from down the street. Oh, so you don't live here? No. You're not the owner of this house? No. Well, then you can't have the stuff. It's not yours. It's not yours. If this isn't your house and you don't live here, then obviously this stuff is not yours. Boom. Door closes, butler goes away. And then you go back a second time once you finally figured it out. And this time, when you knock on the door, the butler answers it. And he's like, who are you? And you say, I am the lord of this manor. I am the king of this castle. Well, come right in. Come right in. Everything is yours. Let me, do you want to, it's like, well, I've been away traveling. Well, whatever you want, just point out what you want and we'll pack it up and we'll ship it to you. We'll get it there as fast as possible. Sure, of course, it's your stuff. You are the lord of the manor. You are the king of the castle. So of course it all belongs to you because you've given yourself the title in this game of lord of the manor, king of the castle, queen of the, whatever, goddess, however you want, whatever role you want to play. But it needs to be the role where you're the one. And you can make it a role. You can make it a role, a pretend role like that. But at the end of the day, what do you really want to do? You just want to know that you're the creator. That you are. I mean, it's in our face, isn't it? Everyone that's been into spirituality, everyone that's been into manifestation for more than a little tiny bit of time has heard it, has read it, has seen it, has been told it. You are the creator. You are the source. You are God. That's all you need to know. At the end of the day, you're either going to accept it or you're not. And every single one of us has to eventually cross that threshold, including me. I had to finally accept it. And trust me, no one was farther from that than me. I was the most, I'll do everything for everybody, everything. I don't need a thing. No, not a thing. I'm like, literally, if I would have been, and this happened to me pretty much, I'd be at like school and I'd feel like ill and I would never say a word. I would have just died and never said a word. Never would have spoken up ever. That was me. So for me, yeah, I was, the one who was playing like the scullery maid, you know, that I had to please everybody else. I'm living in rags and stuff, you know. Anyone who knows like my past, you know, knows that I used to be homeless and stuff, you know, living in my car on the streets of LA, because that was like the point I got to. And it was because of things like that that pushed me to this point. So even though I knew so many of these things, you know, they made sense. I had to re-remember them. Like I always say, you're not learning, you're re-remembering. You're re-remembering who you really are. That's what this game is. That's what it's really about. You're remembering, and that's the excitement. That's the fun, to finally wake up and go, oh my God, I'm God. I really, actually, truly am. And so this is a journey of finally leaving the victim behind. Because if you're a victim of your past, of other people, of life, of the world, anything like that, you will never, ever, ever be the victor. Because how could you be? Because you're giving yourself that title. And if you give yourself that title or any other title, except for Lord of the Manor, King of the Castle, you know, God in the flesh, who do you say you are? Then in this play, in this reality, that is who you will be. Absolutely. You're writing it for yourself. You're making the decision yourself. And so many people have like this, they hold on to their past. They want so much, so badly for that justice and stuff. And it's like, then you're still being the victim. You're still being the victim. You're still believing in time and space that you have a past, that not understanding that that's a story your mind is picking out of infinite possibilities of all the things that could have ever happened to you. It's going, oh, let's give her that past. Let's give him that past. That's what's happening, because there is no time. So none of us got a past. As much as we'll die to the death defending that past that is going to keep us trapped in that cage forever. We got to get out of it and finally accept the true reality. It's all about, who do you say you are? That's what the I am, you know, a lot of people emphasize the I am. I am. And in scriptures, I am that I am. Well, that's why the I, that self-identification, is everything. Who else knew that? Who else knew that? Every seat of power throughout history has known that. That's why you see the eye of providence, which is the eye on the back of the dollar bill, at the top of the pyramid, the top of the power, right? You know, like when you see food pyramids and all these other pyramids that people make up and stuff. Well, there's little of this at the top and lots of this at the bottom. It's all pointing to one thing. The I identification at the top of the pyramid. That's why you've got the eye of Horus. You've got the all-seeing eye. You've got the protective eye, you know, the evil eye, warding away evil. You've got, let's see, I wrote it down. Okay. The hand of Fatima with the eye in the middle of the hand. You've got the third eye of Shiva. You've got the eye of Ra. The eye of Ra. Freemasons used it. Of course, I'm sure there's a lot of other secret societies and stuff that use the eye. You'll see it as well in terms of what people say, right? How about when you take a vote and the eyes have it? The eyes have the power. The eyes are the ones that are saying, this is the way it's going to be. Self-identity. That's why everyone throughout time has used the symbol of the eye. That's why I assume that there's that combination of the symbol of the eye, the all-seeing eye, and then the word I, self-identification. The two put together. And when I was a little girl, I used to always dream at night of this eye. Not two eyes looking at me, one eye looking at me. And even though I felt it was a bit slightly creepy, you know, for a little kid, I'm like, 4 years old or something, 3, 4, 5 years old. But when I go to sleep at night, I would dream of this eye. And I used to think of it as like my mother's eye, as a protective eye. So it wasn't until like most of my life later that I connected it all. I'm like, oh my God, the eye in my dream. One thing, all pointing to the same thing. Who do you say I am? Your self-identification in this world is gonna be everything. Why do you think so many people that are in places of power have this? It's all about the confidence. It's a declaration. People can be like, nah, 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 tearing them apart. The press can tear them apart. But if they're like, no, I am whatever, even though in the face of absolutely the opposite, so obvious that it is the opposite, they'll never give up. They will never give in that they are not the one. You're either the one, the ultimate I am. You finally accept that identity in your reality, because each of us have our own reality. When you finally accept that, then when you are manifesting, which is, you're not manifesting. Manifesting is like a term that has come to mean I'm magicking it up. I'm bringing it into my world from somewhere else. And it's here. This is your house. This is your mansion. This is your castle. And all the stuff that it's just been kind of shut out of perception, because we only see a little bit of it at a time. What are you going to focus on? What are you going to choose? Then that's going to be your reality. Because otherwise, there's no game. There's no story. There's no other to play it with. This is like the ultimate game, the ultimate movie, the ultimate play is a play that you get to play the leading role in. And it's the ultimate thrill movie. You go through all these dangers, through all this stuff, face all these challenges to finally get there. When you finally decide that you will accept once and for all your true identity. That's what we're doing here. It's all about you. Finally, people are like, no, you need to wake up, you need to go through all these processes, other things need to happen that are beyond your control. No. It's a choice. And you can make it now. You can make 1,000 lifetimes from now. But at some point, you have to finally walk over that threshold and accept your new identity. Here's your trophy with your name on it. You're going to wear it, or you're going to put a little name tag on. Okay, I finally accept that I am the one. Oh, get a new name tag. Everyone looks at you and goes, oh, is that who you are? And then they treat you that way because you've self-identified as the one and true only power in this reality. So of course, you get everything you want. I hope that makes sense to you guys. It should. So now I've had a lot of people ask me, messaging me and stuff, asking me about my website and stuff. To all the people who have been like, when are you going to start opening that up? It should be out. I'm putting that out there. Yep. Everything should go fine. Within the next week, I'll probably make an announcement on here to all the people who've been asking for help there. That should be up and running pretty soon, for if some reason this information isn't enough. And I know that sometimes people have specific things and they just kind of need to see it from a certain angle, or they're getting it wrong. But if you get these videos, you're not even going to need it. But if you do, at least it'll be there for the people who ask. So I have I have a coast in your post. I, of course, am your host, Guy Cheyenne. Thanks, you guys, for commenting, for I'm shaking my table, liking, subscribing, and I'm going to see you here next time. Rebuild Reality.